Good morning, guys. Today is March 9, 2017, and we are today the markets look pre-markets. There's some things that are moving, and then some there's not a lot of volume. The one I picked, the two of the things I like is first one is OCRX. Now OCRX had a press release yesterday, and it has a float of 15 point. Let me see here. 15 point some million, so below 20 million. Now yesterday it had a lot of volume come in, and the stock went from 77 all the way up to 115, and then today is gapping up, so it could be a potential gap and go trade. There is room to cover, so as you guys can see, there's if you go all the way back, there's all this room to cover between all the way up to 195. So the stock definitely has potential. What we're looking for potentially on this is a break of 137, which is the pre-market high, a break of that, and then a potential run towards 150. A break of 150 could open up more room towards 160, 170s. So we'll just be watching it for that. The second thing we're looking for is RNVA. RNVA, doesn't have a news out, but it is very low float. It is, I think, let me just confirm it here, 1.58 million shares in float. So, super low float. Recently, let me show you guys here. So, a few days ago on the 2nd and the 3rd of March, went from 160 on the first day to 217, and then the next day, went from the low 2 or just below 2 all the way up to 320s. So, obviously major move. What I like about it is a bit of a chart setup. So basically, we had a 3 days of pullback, and as you guys can see, the pullback was on a bit low volume, and let me show you guys here. And what's happening today is that today is the first candle, or today is the first daily candle to make a new high ever since that pullback. And that's what we like to see, right? We like to, on the weekly, or sorry, not weekly, on the daily, intraday, we like to see these kind of pullbacks, 1 minute pullback, 5 minute pullback. But this is just a daily setup of a similar pullback, and I do like it just because when it pulled back, it was pulling back on lower volume than the buying volume, and today it's making a new high. So potentially, this new high could open up room, upwards to 340s. So it could potentially run back up, maybe test this 360. I don't know. It would be nice to test this daily high, but that's a dollar move. But I don't know if it can. But either way, we'll be watching it. I think it has room, over 268. If I get in over 268, right, we have room up to 3 easily. And then past 3, a break of 3 basically could potentially. So over 268, what I would want to see is I want to see it get over 275 pretty quick. Quickly get over 275. Once it gets over 275, we want to see it get over basically 280 level, 280, 290 around that, and automatically push towards 3. That's the goal. Once it gets over 275, 280, it would automatically start pushing towards the 3 level, and then once it breaks 3, that's when I'll be looking to sell. So that's the plan on that. Today is going to be a very short day, guys. I got a couple school assignments to take care of after. So with that in mind, it just broke a pre-market high 270, which is nice. It's nice to see that it break 270 right now. And then it was a good 5 minutes, pull back here, and then first candle make a high, runs here. So we'll be watching this right out of the gate. I feel like it does have some momentum in it, some potential in this stock, and it could definitely run. So we'll be watching it, see what happens here. Anyways, guys, we'll be back in about a couple minutes once the market open, or once I have some sort of trade. Like I was saying, it's going to be a short day. The video is probably going to be 10-15 minutes long today, just because I had to take yesterday off as well, due to some housework. I had to take care of something in the morning, and I just couldn't be around. And then today, I just have to get to school basically pretty early today. So I'm just going to be trading for half an hour, the first half an hour of the market, and then we'll just kind of post a video up, and then I'll just kind of go on with my day. And then tomorrow, you know, should be a nice and slow day, you know, for myself personally, so I won't have like any school stuff to kind of worry about, since I'll take care of it today. And then tomorrow I can just kind of spend the morning, you know, a couple hours just basically trading, so which I'm looking forward to. I'm excited about that. Anyways guys, see you guys in a bit. Actually, you know, the markets are opening in about 30 seconds, so or 10 seconds. Alright guys, so I tried getting in on this 266 here, on this break here, but my entry didn't get executed. It's pretty fast. I'm just gonna take it off for now. I wanted to get in on this candle to make a new high, so 260, you know, just around 266, but it didn't get executed. Now it's kind of pulling back, so let's see what happened here. Another thing to keep in mind, you know, this little, it got pretty heavy here. So as soon as it opened, you know, started running, and then it got pretty heavy, and then sold off, and now it's coming back up. So we'll see what happens here. You know, there's definitely volume in this stock. I feel like there's strength, but we just need to okay, so I just got in at 283, 200 shares, and we'll just see if it can basically run up. Maybe buying that high up. We'll see if it was a mistake, or you know, if 270 gets taken out, I'll probably get out. But it does have strength in the stock. You know, I got in a pretty high. Could have waited for a pullback, but it did make a new high, and potentially, you know, we could, there's more volume came in, potentially we could see it run up to you know what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna add at 273, bring my average down a little. So I'm gonna see if I can add at 273. Okay, I just got in 400 shares. My average price is 278, so you know, 270 would be my exit. You know, we want to see it basically run over 280 again here. We'll wait for the next candle. This candle has to make a higher high. I don't want it to go below 272, or I would basically look to just sell. If I see 271, I would look to just sell on this. Okay, so I got out at 270. Yeah, I got out at 270. You know, my average was basically, I brought my average down a little, which was nice, just because, you know, I was sitting at my first entry was 283, which was, you know, break of I got in just because as it was moving up, I figured, you know what, this stock has strength. If I get in at you know, in the 280s, we could potentially see 3. But this, it started pushing down on me, and then I decided to add a little bit just to lower my average, because I felt the stock still had strength. And I added my position. My position came to so, you know, I had a $40 loss basically on this trade. My position came to you know, average price became 278, and then I got out at 270. So I had an 8-cent loss there. You know, my first entry I wanted to be 266. You know, 266 was my first entry, should have been, and then you know, I could have got out in the 280s. But since we didn't get that, I tried getting in early up here. You know, figured that there's more volume coming in. You know, definitely the stock could potentially run. I'm still gonna be watching it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get in with 300 shares on this pullback here. If the stock makes a newer high. The only thing is I'm just watching the 5 minute, and I don't know if I OCRX is, got up to 140, but it didn't do anything after that. So I'm probably not gonna take this 1 minute pullback here, just because the volume is a bit low here, and I think it might need a bit more consolidation. The good entry was right here, 264, 265 area. Get in there, it's quick scalp up to 280. That would have been the good entry point, but we kind of missed it. It was I just didn't have my order ready right away, and as soon as I saw this, I was like, you know what, if this candle makes it high, I would look to jump in. And as I was setting my order, it just popped right over and started running without me. So that's fine. We got in we got in here 282. I think my entry was, the first one was 283. Yeah, so we got in here 283. For the break of that, started pushing down. I added to my position just to lower my thingy, and then I ended up getting out at 270. So there's that. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll come back, see what else is moving, and go from there. Alright guys, so nothing so far. After the RNVA trade, I was just kind of going over my RNVA trade and just kind of thinking about it. I think I made a little a mistake today. What I did was I added today when I was down, and I think that and that's one of my rules, or that's rules for that I've heard from a lot of traders, is never to add to a stock where you're losing. Like, never to average down. You should always only average up. And today I decided to average down, and I think I lost more than I would have if I just basically sold. I got in at 283. If I didn't like how it was trading, I should have just got out, in the 275, even in the 275s. Even if I got out in the 272, 73, I still would have lost less than what I lost, plus my fee. So basically, I paid $4. I paid $2 first. Then I paid another $2 to average down, and then I paid $4 to basically sell my 400 shares. So I paid $8 in trading fees versus paying $4, and then I doubled my loss. Instead of getting out in the 275, let's say, from 283, and only losing 7 cents or even 8 cents on 200 shares, I ended up losing 8 cents on 400 shares. So averaging down is never really been a good idea. It never had worked in my favor, and I just thinking back, I just think I shouldn't have done that. I should have just taken the 200 shares. If it got heavy, I should have looked to just get out in the 273s, where I bought it. I should have just sold my 200, right? That would have just been a 10-cent loss versus I still would have only lost $24 versus losing $40, right? So those are the kind of things that I think I need to be fast on my feet when it comes to making those kind of decisions. Averaging down is never a good idea. I should never do it. If I think about averaging down, that means that I know that I bought it too high, and it just means that I should just get out at that price level. If it's close to my buy, I should just get out and then look for a better entry, or just stay away from it. Never a good idea to average down, and I need to just put that in my brain. And that I haven't done it for a very long time. I used to do it, where I would basically just average down, and then I would end up losing way more than I would have, and I decided never to do it. And then today, after so long, I just decided to average down, and it wasn't a good idea after all. We're just watching. Nothing else seems to be working, guys. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just take this loss for today, and I'm actually going to go away, just because, I kind of do have the school stress on my head, and I think I need to just clear that, get rid of my schoolwork, so then I can just focus on this. And when I come back tomorrow, I just need to come with a clear head and not have to worry about doing anything else but trading. So that way I can make better decisions. I'm not just making decisions that I know I shouldn't be making. So anyways guys, so for now, thanks for watching. We had one trade today, down $40 on the day. Taking smaller position has definitely been a better mental situation for me, except today. Today I decided to go in with 200 shares, and then I just decided to add 200 more to just increase my share size for no reason. I should have just stick with my 200. And let's go to the RNVA chart, and then we can see, I got in on this candle here, 283, pulls back all the way down to 273, starts coming back up, looks pretty heavy, and that's what I should have just looked to sell, right? I shouldn't add when the stock is making these long wicks, and it's just telling me that, hey, every time it goes up in the 280s, it's pretty heavy up there. A lot of sellers sitting up there pushing the stock down. So just stay away. Or if you moved in, if you got in prematurely and you think it had strength but it showed weakness, that's what the market's telling you, right? Just get out. Me averaging down is basically just saying that, you know what, no, I think I'm right, I just need to bring my average down because the stock is going to go up, and that way I'll have more shares for lower price. And that's just the wrong mentality. I need to see what the market's telling me. And over here it was basically telling me, Yusuf, get the fuck out, it's weak, get out. And I didn't listen. I added more and ended up with a loss, right? Simple as that. Markets are actually pretty simple, guys. I've come to realize that more and more. Markets are actually pretty simple. They tell you there's no bias in the market. They're not after you. The markets are not after you. They just give you the information from a neutral point of view, and it's up to you to take it however you want. It's up to you to see whether it's a buy, sell, hold, short, whatever it is. It's just up to your own view of how you view the market, how you view the numbers, how you view the charts, right? I mean, I viewed it as a weakness once it started pulling back. I even did it up here, once it started pulling back here, I was like, oh, there's a lot of sellers pushing it down. A stock goes from 255 all the way up to 280, but then it comes all the way back down to 250s. That means there's a lot of people selling into all those spikes, and then starts moving. I was like, what's that trend? If I would have got in at 266, 255 in this area, it would have been a good 20 cent, 15 cent scalp. But since I didn't, I decided to buy up here, kind of chased it, and ended up losing. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll come back with a clear head tomorrow, and we'll make better decisions, and we'll go from there. So take care, guys.